Alhamdulillah, it is the 27th night of this blessed month of Ramadan. Many scholars and many Sahabas, including Abdullah ibn Abbas radiallahu ta'ala anhu, considered the night of majesty, Laylat al-Qadr, to be the 27th night of Ramadan. If this is factual, then we are actually experiencing this night as at now. May Allah accept all of our du'as. The night of majesty is an extremely important night for many reasons. Number one, it is this night that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in His infinite mercies sent down the final revelation to mankind as guidance for them, and no revelation will come after it. It will be a source of guidance till the end of time, and it would also be a hujjah, that is what do you use, how do we translate hujjah? Who can help with this word? When you say hujjah, it is a proof, right? So proof it's a minute word. When you say proof, it is not enough to translate hujjah. So we would use this word, it is a proof for you or against you. It is a proof for humanity or against humanity. This is the night that Allah chose to reveal this noble book to mankind. Not to a nation, not to a group, not to the Arabs alone, but to the entire Alameen. This includes al-Jinn wal-Ins, the unseen creations of the Jinn and also mankind in general. It is also the night that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sends down the decree of everything that will happen for the year to come. It is the night that those that will be made wealthy by Allah Azza wa Jal. It is the night that those who it is decreed that their lives will end at so time, it would also happen on this same night. It is the night that Allah will say those that will become poor would also happen in this particular night. But poor not in the sense of they don't have wealth or they don't have money, right? Poor in the sense of they have lost their way because they chose to take a path other than the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is also a night that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has safeguarded or has chosen to safeguard His servants, for those who seek for His favor and seek for His pardon and seek for safety from Him from the fire. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses this night to accept all of those prayers and to pardon the believers as well. Because He's afu, He is al-afu, He is the pardoner. And this dua, when we say, oh Allah, you are al-afu, it is not related to ghafur. Ghafur is different when it comes to afu. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He forgives you, He will still bring about the sin you committed on the day of resurrection. And when you remember that sin, or when you are brought and you remember that sin, that possibility is there, you would feel more regret for you having committed that sin before. But the pardoner, al-afu, He will wipe away every sin that you will not even be reminded of a sin the day you stand in the najwa with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah count us from amongst them. May Allah wipe away all of our sins, and may we not be amongst those who are even reminded of the sins that we committed before. My dear brothers and sisters, this time is the most precious time for this month. If at any point in time you were relaxed or you were lackadaisical, it is not in this night. This night you must pray. You must call on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You must stand with an attentive heart, listening to the words that are being recited by the imams in salah. Even if you don't know much, pay attention as much as you can. Why? Because the one who is the first and the last is here listening to you. He is here waiting for you, calling on to you. Where is the one that is seeking my forgiveness so I will forgive them? Where is the one that is asking for my assistance so I will assist them? Where is the one that is seeking my pardon so I will pardon him? Huwa al-awwal wal-akhir wal-dhahir wal-batin. He is the first and the last. He is the apparent and He is the hidden. There is nothing that you ask for that Allah will not grant you. Allah accepts du'as in three ways. The first is that what you ask for, Allah gives it to you instantly, or He gives it to you over a time. You prayed for a beautiful wife or a beautiful husband. You prayed for beautiful children. You prayed for a good job. All of these things are du'as that Allah can give you in an instant or give you over time. The second way He answers the du'a is that He replaces with what is better for you what you had asked for. Because sometimes you might say, I pray, but I don't see what I prayed for. I am not granted what I prayed for. No. Allah might have given you something that is better for you than what you asked for. And the third and the greatest of them is on the day of resurrection, when you come before Allah and He says, oh my servant, you asked me for so and so. Did I give you? Did I give you? Because Allah is shy of His servant raising his hands and asking from Him and dropping his hands, and He is not granted what he asked for. It is humans, when we meet each other and ask each other constantly for favors, we get to a point where we are tired of seeing each other. But with Allah, Allah wants you to keep asking Him. So when He doesn't give you in this world, He will remind you on that day that did I grant you what you asked for? And when you say, no, my Rabb, even though He knows more than you, He will say, I have left for you what I didn't give you in dunya, I'm granting it to you in Jannah. I am giving it to you here in Jannah. May we be amongst those who would earn that pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by being granted our du'as in Jannah. My dear brothers, forgive and pardon one another. Forgive and pardon one another. Look out for one another. Be graceful with one another. Be kind and be generous to one another. Do not be the reason for somebody to raise their hands and say, oh Allah, this person has oppressed me. Oh Allah, deal with them. Wallahi, there is no barrier between the dua of an oppressed person and the one who has oppressed him. Do not oppress each other. Do not oppress each other. I say this with the sternest of warnings. Why? Today, before coming here, I received a call from a sister who was at the Haram performing Umrah. And she called me to say, Malam, please talk about this. I am here with a Muslim sister who has been crying, performing tawaf, and calling on Allah to take charge of her affairs and fight her battle for her. And people called her and asked her, what is going on? This sister resides in Abuja. What was the crime that was done to her that she had to go and report the person at the Kaaba? Report before Allah that this person has done this to me. What was done to her? Someone, a neighbor of hers, slandered her, went around spreading lies that this woman is a thief. Meanwhile, this woman has never stolen before. And because she spread that lie, it began to spread around her entire community to the degree that people who would do business with her turned away from her. Why? Because one lie or one slander spread like wildfire, and people did not even stop to ask this person who was slandered, this is what I heard about you. Is this true? This is why as Muslims we must not take words of people without investigating, without finding out the true meaning of this. This is a crime, and this sister had to go to the Kaaba to report this crime before Allah. You do not want to be the reason that somebody raises their hands to pray against you. May we not be such a reason for any one of us. So let us be good to each other. Be kind to each other. Support each other. Even if you can't give the person what they ask for, speak to them in a way that they feel like you care for them. When you do that, wallahi, even your no will be like a sweet yes to them, because you sounded genuine and you sounded truly in looking in their favor, or looking towards their favor. It is the night of majesty, and I will not take so much time to speak beyond what I have said. But there's so much that I want to share with us all. The most important is that after this night, a lot of us will be saying farewell to Ramadan. Many of us will take on our journeys. Some of us, this is the last time we will meet. Some of us, we might not see Ramadan, the next Ramadan. Some of us might not even see the end of Ramadan. On Monday, I prayed janazah for 2 people. Yesterday, another janazah took place again. Many of us are on a journey. We will return to Allah. So I beg of you, if at any point in time you hear your partner, your friend, your brother, your companion, your sister, your companion in this place, in this masjid no longer exist, pray for them, make dua for them. And for us, make dua for us as well, that if we do return to Allah, look for us in Jannah. And if you do not find us in Jannah, then pray to Allah to remove us from the fire. May Allah protect us from the fire. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.